muscle contraction to happen. Even if you take a shit, also need energy. Your shit need energy to be pushed out. Cannot fall from the sky like that. Not this Isaac Newton gravity story. You need the force to push the shit out. So that one also need the energy. So today we're going to finish up this chapter by looking at the two important processes of our body. All right, cellular respiration and photosynthesis. Okay, cellular respiration and photosynthesis. Now, okay, let's look at cellular respiration first. Okay, so we know that when we talk about the word respiration, the first thing you can think about is the word breathing. Okay, breathing. Okay, respiration means breathing, pernafasan. Okay, when you are breathing, that is what we call respiration. But we must know that respiration does not only occur when you are breathing through your nose or even getting air in from your mouth. Okay, respiration does not only occur through your nose. Respiration, the actual reason why respiration has its name is because respiration means get oxygen, change carbon dioxide. Okay, menyerap oksigen dan membuang karbon dioksida. That is why we have the name respiration. That means not only our lungs, okay, bukan hanya paru-paru yang menggunakan respiration, not only our lungs will go through respiration, but all of our body cells will go through respiration. Why? Because all our body cells are animal cells. No matter what or where the cells are, those are our body cells. And our body cells will need to survive every single second by respirating, by getting oxygen and changing carbon dioxide. That is why it is wrong to think that respiration only breathing through the nose, but respiration happen all the time, all around our body. Okay? Pada setiap saat respiration akan berlaku. Okay? So, respiration there we will have two stages. Okay, two stages. One is external respiration. External means what? External means outside. Okay, external means outside. Outside. Outside of what? Outside of our body. So, wait. So external means outside of our body. So this respiration is happening outside our body. That means the process of a respiration happening at our nose on the outside of our body. Okay, so that is what we call the other name called the breathing. But now you want to study more advanced is internal respiration. Internal coming from the word internal, inside our body. That means this respiration you cannot feel, you cannot see, you cannot touch because it's happening inside the body. Okay, internal respiration. So the other name for internal respiration, we call it cellular respiration. So external respiration, we call it breathing. Internal respiration, we call it cellular respiration. Why cellular respiration? Sebab this respiration happen at the level of a cell. Okay, happening at the level of a cell whereby oxygen akan masuk, carbon dioksida akan menukar keluar. Okay, because it happened at the level, tahap cell. Happen at the level of the cell. That's why scientists give it the name cellular respiration. So all living things, they require, okay, energy to carry out life processes. We have discussed before, what is life processes? Life processes is what we do every day. Okay, when we breathe, life processes. When we eat, life processes. When we sleep, life processes. When we digest, life processes. When we sweat, life processes. When we go and take a shit, life processes. So that will be life processes that we need energy to carry out. Energy to carry out. Right or not? Need energy. Need energy to breathe or not? Yes, because your lungs need to contract and relax. That is why being able to contract are getting the air in. Relax, getting the air out. Okay, or even life processes like you want to digest. Digest, you know that your stomach inside have to digest, or even your mouth have to chew the food. So that one will need the energy for the muscle contraction to happen. Even if you take a shit, also need energy. Your shit need energy to be pushed out. Cannot fall from the sky like that. Not this Isaac Newton gravity story. You need the force to push the shit out. So that one also need the energy. So this energy, we need to find a way to produce this energy. Okay, need to find a way to produce this energy. But we know that kita mesti ada sumber energy. There must be a source of the material for this energy. So we are able to obtain this energy from food. Okay, obtain this energy from food. What kind of food? We have many types of food. We have carbohydrate, we have protein, we have fats. Okay, so these three big classes of food going to give you your energy. Okay, you are eating carbohydrate, you're eating the rice, eating the noodle. Okay, you're eating the protein, you are eating the meat, eating the kacang, eating the beans, eating the cheese, eating the milk, eating the egg, and your fats, you're eating the cheese, you're eating the cake, you're eating the your sugar, okay, or even your fried chicken fats. And all of this food going to give you energy. So, tenaga dibekalkan kepada badan daripada mulut or melalui mulut. The food going to be transported or going to be provided to the body through the mouth. Because you eat through your mouth or not, you never eat through your ear. So the energy obtained from the food is melalui mulut, through the mouth. Okay? Then what happens is, when the food you eat inside your body, you need to what? Need to process. Need to process. Because you cannot eat the entire, you're going to hantam a whole chicken wing, then you expect the chicken wing to start make energy inside, no? Cannot, no. So, it's like the car. Correct, no? You pump petrol in your car. You pump petrol in your car. Or your car cannot suddenly run, and then the petrol do nothing, no? They have to burn the petrol, then the petrol has to go and pump the piston in the engine, then your car can move, you know? So, it's the same idea. Eat the food, need to be able to process, do something to the food for us to be able to produce the energy. So what happens is, the cells, okay, will break down the food. We actually call this digestion. Okay, they will digest the food. They will break down the food from big particle. Correct or not? You eat the cake and all that, you hantam one whole bite, and they have to break down into smaller pieces. So the cell will break down, or we call it the cell digest. Cell digest food to release energy. Release energy stored inside it. Because when we eat the food, okay, when we eat the food, let's say you eat a piece of cake, okay, when you eat the food, okay, when you eat the food, cake, inside this food, they have energy, okay, inside this food, they have energy. If you want to know what kind of energy, it's a chemical energy, okay, chemical energy, okay, chemical energy. What happens is, when the cell inside your body break down the food, you are going to release the energy or the chemical energy being stored inside the food. Okay, being stored inside the food. So what happens is, the process of breaking down, okay, proses untuk memecahkan kandungan dalam makanan or to break down the food is called the oxidation and breaking down of the glucose. Okay, so we will oxidize the food. Whenever we say we are going to get energy from food, we call it oxidize the food. Or when we are saying that we want to digest our food, actually we are saying we want to oxidize the food. And we are going to break down of the glucose. Okay, glucose coming from the food. Inside the food there's glucose. Okay, inside the food there's glucose. So we are going to oxidize the food and the breakdown of the glucose. So exam question asking you, how do our cells obtain energy? Bagaimana sel mendapatkan tenaga? Your job is to answer. The cells will oxidize and break down the glucose in the food to release energy. Okay, release energy. That is for satu makan. Kalau dua makan, food contains energy. Food contains energy. Food stores energy. Cells break down and oxidize the glucose in order to release the energy. In order to release the energy. So that is cellular respiration. Okay? So we must know how they break down the food. How? Because we say oxidation. We say breakdown. This is the process. Process. This is the name of the process. Name of process. Oxidation and breakdown is the name of process. How are you going to break down? You are going to oxidize. Okay? How you are going to break down? You are going to oxidize. But how you want to oxidize? That's why I ask you what you do. You oxidize. Sekarang, tadi ya, apa yang kamu buat? Apa? Oxidize. Sekarang, bagaimana oxidize? How to oxidize? So, how to oxidize? It will use the oxygen from the air That is why we call oxidation. And the glucose from the food, that's why we call it break down the glucose. In order to give you, this will give you energy. Yeah, slow, huh? There are two important things I want you to see. 3. Number 1, when you are doing cellular respiration, what are the 2 things you need? You need oxygen. What is the second thing you need? You need glucose. Yeah. Yeah. Oxygen. Where do you get the oxygen from? Oxygen, where do you get it from? You are not plant now, you cannot produce oxygen now. Where you get it from? Breathing. You get the oxygen into your body and it will be transported to the body cell. By the way, all these things I have to be careful, all these things happening at the cell, happening at the cell. So what happens is, through external respiration, when you are breathing, oxygen going into your body, okay? Oxygen going to your body through your nose. And your heart will transport the oxygen to the body. That is why this oxygen come from. That is where this oxygen come from. Okay, that is where this oxygen come from. Okay? Oxygen disalurkan kepada sel badan. That is where the oxygen come from. When the oxygen arrive at the cell, it will carry out the process of oxidation. Carry out the process of oxidation. That is why we give the name oxidation coming from oxygen. Kamu menggunakan oxygen to carry out oxidation. That's the idea. Okay, from the air. And then the glucose from the food is getting from the food lah. So the food, they will, after you digest the food, they will send to your body lah. They will send the glucose to your body. Okay, let's say the cell on your arm here. After you digest, they will send the glucose sent to your body. So oxygen dah sampai, glucosa dah sampai. What is time to do? Oxidation and the breaking down of the glucose here. What happens? What is the product? Well, the product will be energy. Okay? Hasil daripada proses tahap sel menghasilkan tenaga. Energy is going to be produced. Okay, after that, we must know that besides energy, there are 2 other things that it will produce at the same time. Okay? 2 other things that will produce at the same time. First one is a carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide. When you are oxidizing something, carbon dioxide will be released. Okay, just like when you are breathing, correct or not? When you are breathing, you are going to absorb oxygen and then you release carbon dioxide. Or that is where the logic comes from. Release carbon dioxide. That's why carbon dioxide is also going to be produced. Number 2, produce water. Because you're breaking down the glucose. That is why there is water. Okay. If you cannot imagine how, do you know that when you are breathing, there is water vapor coming out from your nose? Okay, that is why when you go to the bathroom, when you are close to the mirror, your mirror will start getting foggy. That is because of water vapor. Okay, water vapor coming from your nose. That is why when you are oxidizing, or when you are breaking down the glucose, or when you are doing cellular respiration, you are going to produce 3 products. Number 1, you are going to produce energy. Number 2, you're going to produce carbon dioxide. Number 3, you're going to produce water. But you must know that carbon dioxide and water kita tak guna. Not useful for our body. Okay? Not useful for our body. That is why we give the name byproduct. Why byproduct? What is this by from? By the way. By the way, pada masa yang sama, at the same time, let us just produce this. That's why, by the way, besides glucose, let us produce carbon dioxide and water. That's what the cell is thinking now. By the way, except for besides from water, let us also produce carbon dioxide and the water. That is why cell produce 3 things: glucose, carbon dioxide, water. But we never use the water. We never use the carbon dioxide and the water. So carbon dioxide and water, we call it byproduct. Okay, hasil tepi. That means that it's a side product. Don't need. Okay. So once we make all this, we summarize everything, we are able to arrive at the equation. Okay. This is the equation. Okay. There are going to be 5 things. Remember just now I talked about now. When you are breathing, what is going to in? Oxygen. Number 1. Number 2, makan. When you're eating the food, store the energy, food, glucose. Then you have 3 products. Number 1, energy. Okay, you must have energy. Number two, carbon dioxide. Release the carbon dioxide. Number three, water. So total 5 things. We just need to see how to write the 5 things into an equation. Right? So if you see this equation, sometimes very tricky question, they will give you the equation, they will give you a blank space. They don't show you this, or they don't show you this, they show you a blank space. They ask you to fill in. Isikan tempat kosong. Then you die. Because you never go and remember the equation. So I'm telling you how to remember the equation now. See ya. When you look at the arrow, that means whatever happened before the arrow is the before. Sebelum proses. When you see the after the arrow, we call this the after. Selepas proses. Okay. So what is the process now? Cellular respiration. So whatever before cellular respiration, you write on the left. Whatever after cellular respiration, you write on the right. Very simple. So that is why glucose, oxygen, we write on the left, or before the process. Glucose, oxygen on the left side. Okay, glucose C6H12O6 is if you want to remember, go ahead. Okay, no one will stop you to remember extra things, but not necessary. Okay, C6H12O6 is glucose. After that, you have oxygen, O2, oxygen. Oxygen. Glucose coming from where? Glucose coming from food. Oxygen coming from where? Oxygen coming from your breathing. Okay, so glucose, oxygen on the left. On the right, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide coming from where? Coming from the breakdown of the glucose. Water coming from where? Coming from the breakdown of the glucose. Energy coming from where? Energy coming from the oxidation of the food. That is why it is going to give you CO2, carbon dioxide, H2O, water, and then this is in a kilojoule energy. Okay, so it's telling you that for every molecule of glucose, you can obtain 2,989 kilojoule of energy. That's what it's trying to tell you. Okay, for every glucose molecule and 6 oxygen molecules, it is going to give you 2,989 kilojoules of energy. Okay, that's what it's trying to tell you. So you will realize that actually this arrow is what it means. This arrow is actually talking about cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. Glucose tambah oxygen. Okay, glucose tambah oxygen. Going to go through cellular respiration. Nampak tak? Go through the arrow. Melalui proses. Go through the respiration. Going to produce the carbon dioxide. Going to produce the water. Going to produce the energy. So 5 things. Left, right. 5 things. Left, right. Put an arrow in the middle. Dah. Siap. Okay? So that's all. You just need to remember how this equation looks like. Tricky question, going to cover this, ask you to isikan tempat kosong and you die. So you have to remember. Okay, remember how it looks like. They won't ask you to fill in the 6H2O, 2,900. They won't ask you lah. This is for money. They won't ask you. P3, they won't ask you. They will ask you to fill in. What is that? Water. What is that? Carbon dioxide. Fill in.